I mean, how can I not think about the Roman Empire at least once a week? It's just so clear. So today is four books about the Roman Empire, with the first one being the most gossipy. And I'm sorry I'm late to this trend, but it took me a while to really put together what I was thinking, and I have little kids. But why the Roman Empire comes to mind so often is it's exactly like now. Like, maybe we used to think that we were like the Greeks and the inventors of democracy and all that. It is clearly not what we are, especially since World War II. We are the bloated, bloody empire slowly lurching towards its end. And the parallels are just so obvious. I mean, the Graucus brothers, JFK and RFK. I mean, the first time I read that, just over and over again, you're like, yeah, that is how it is now, just in a slightly different configuration. The first one you have to read is Suetonius's Lives of the Caesars. When I had my firstborn, when she was just a little baby, it was very cold out and she cried a lot at night. And in the mornings, I went for long walks. And the second she would fall asleep, no matter where I was, I would pull this book out of my big jacket pocket and sit down and read. I wouldn't wait to go into the coffee shop because I only had 30, 40 minutes. And I would devour this book. It is a gossipy insider's take of 12 of the greatest Caesars. And he focuses on who they were screwing and their weird little idiosyncrasies and what made some of them great. And it is just a fascinating look at how these humans were the ones making history and changing great swaths of society. Then, for anyone who is into this stuff, you probably already know her name, but Mary Beers, SPQR. She's just wonderful, and you can see her lectures online as well. She's just such a great, forceful historian lady, and I love this version. I think it's great. It's the best thing I've ever read on the Roman Empire. And I just, when we had our firstborn, I read a ton of books on the Roman Empire because I never had before, and I'm like, oh, this is so funny. Speaking of, this is still a life-changing book that I'm working through. And you get to see, this was probably not so much about the real stories of the gods as satires of them. We can't quite be sure because a lot of the versions are only his versions of those stories, but he could have been playing with the canon. You know, these were very old stories, these Greek gods, by the time he got to them. So it could have been like BoJack Horseman style satire on this type of literature. It's just some of the most wonderful stuff ever written. And then finally, Rubicon for How It All Ended. And if that isn't juicy, I don't know what is. I think Tom Holland is a really good writer on this stuff. And yeah, if you're into the Roman Empire, tell me some of your books. I would still keep reading on this stuff. Or tell about any parallels you see until what's going on in the world today, because I think that is the best part and why we study history.